What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I know a lot of people are building Zhu Yuan, and a lot of people are wondering whether or not they should go for an Ether Damage or a attack piece for their 5. Well, I've been doing some testing with my Ether Damage and attack piece. I do have an Ether Damage and attack piece. This is my current stats on my Zhu Yuan. This is the attack piece that I'm running, crit rate, crit damage with a pen substat. This is the Ether Damage piece that I was using to test. Now, the thing is, right, when I use this Ether Damage piece, my attack does drop pretty low, like 2700. I lose like 500 attack. If this piece had attack substat percent, right, attack percent as a substat, this may not be the case. But at least from what I'm testing, this Ether Damage piece does do less damage than the attack piece just off of raw substats. My Ether Damage piece does not, my Ether Damage piece does not have any attack substats, and neither does my attack piece. So neither one of these pieces have any attack substats. We're just baseline testing the main stat itself, the bonuses from the main stat itself. It seems that Nicole Ether Damage buff and the Ether Damage substat Ether Damage main stat from the 5 piece causes a bit of diminishing returns, in which the attack scales a bit better when you're using suppression mode. So first we need to build up the benefit from 4-piece chaotic metal. Let's do that really quick. All right, we're at 53. Okay, let's get Nicole's bubble out. Now we are at 53 max stacks. You got Nicole's crit rate buff. It doesn't show in the stats, so don't worry about that. We got Nicole's crit rate buff. We got our crit rate buff from the W engine and the EX skill. And we have the max crit damage buff. Let's see how much our enhanced shells are doing with max buffs. So you can see that one more time. Currently it's doing about 1100 or 11k. Yep, about 11897 on the last hit with the Ether Damage piece. Now, if we go ahead and use the attack piece, again, neither one of these have any attack substats. If your Ether Damage piece has some attack substats and it rolls into them, this may not be so much of a disparity. But you'll see that with the attack piece, I do a whole 1000 extra damage, just about. And again, I believe it's because Nicole gives diminishing returns from her Ether Damage bonus, which ends up, because when you have the Ether Damage main stat, you're getting like 30% from the main stat, as well as like, I think she had like 10% naturally somewhere. Yeah, 10% naturally from the chaotic metal set. So about 40% Ether damage. And then from Nicole's actual core passive, you're getting an extra 25%. That's about 65% Ether damage that you're getting. Whereas and you're dropping your attack as well, so you'll be dropping your attack about 500. In this case, in my case, about 500 for that buff, for the 40% ether damage or 40% ether damage. Whereas now I have about 35% ether damage with a lot higher attack and the crit damage buff from the chaotic metal set. Test it out again. We need to get our corruption buff up. Now, I'm not going to edit this video at all. I'm just going to throw it up there because I'm going to be real. This kind of saddened me when I saw it. That piece rolled so well that it kind of saddened me when I saw it. So let's see here. Boom. We need to make sure we get Nicole's debuff up. So yeah, 1247, 12247, as you can see there. It's about like an extra 400 attack or 400 damage that we're doing. I'll show you one more time. Yep, 12247. Let's just back up one more time. Yep, 12,247. So yep, in this case, the attack substat or attack main stat 5 is better than the ether damage 5. If you're going to be running her with Nicole, if you're not going to be running her with Nicole, then the ether damage piece is a little better. But I would still recommend the attack piece if you have good substats on it, crit rate, crit damage on it. Definitely go for the attack subs piece over the ether damage bonus. This one rolled a lot better into the crit substats than this one, but this one just does not do half the. I mean, it does do pretty good damage, but just not as much damage as this attack piece. That being said, that's the video. Thank y'all for watching. If this helped you out, definitely let me know in the comments. Thank y'all for watching and peace.